ground shaker, a rule breaker. Hold tight, he'll roll you through every acre. So get ready for the next shaker.
The wheels on the bus go through the field, through the field, through the field. Oh. Now, I found stuff in my field, but never a wayward set of duels. I found now 2 of those weather balloons that the government puts up, you know, and then they fall, and it says, if found, return to. No, I'm never going to return it, but quit dropping stuff on my ground, you litterers. My dad one time, he found this panel about like this, and it said, this side to front of the plane. This probably was important to somebody at one point, but now is laying in our field. The real hero here is the straps that hold the tank on that trailer. Bravo, bravo. I do not know what happened here, but I know what I've done on my farm. We've had the water tank sitting there, and I thought, okay, it'd be smart to fill that because we were doing other stuff. It wasn't hooked up to the truck. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna fill it up so it'll be ready to go when the truck gets here. What I found is when you fill it to a certain point, at least our water tank, it would start shifting backwards, which means the front, the jack, is coming off the ground. And as you're sitting there looking at your phone, TikTok or whatever, and all of a sudden you realize that a water tank is moving behind you. Now, mine was not on an incline like this one probably was, but that'll wake you up. That's got a sphincter factor of 9.5, I'm telling you that. Look at the speed and agility of what I assume is a former auger cart driver. Emily saw this video and she was like, why isn't he running? I said, I think he is. It's so painful to watch. It just keeps running. Good night. If we send a 100,000-pound load into the elevator, I tell you what, we get to business. They yell at you, they are not happy. Look what they're doing. That's heavier than that. They're putting it all on there. The picture of him just standing there, that should be turned into an inspirational meme. Some men see things as they are and say, why? Doing nothing is underrated. Motivation is a fire within. So are gas station tacos. Apparently, Grandpa was texting while he was unloading. My oil prices are down anyway. Who cares? Now, the rule is, if you spill it, you got to be the one that shovel it. But they also said this was Grandpa. Probably owns the farm. So Grandpa, he ain't gonna shovel it. Grandpa can spill all he wants. Everybody else is gonna shovel it. He was probably distracted though by that giant pterodactyl looking thing. Freaks you out for a second. Reminds me when you go into like a dollar store and they're selling like the most generic plastic red and green tractor toys. Actually, this is pretty accurate of how kids would play with this. My gosh, I don't know what's going on here. I don't know what country this is in, but it's probably a place that they're still using fax machines. Here's a video of a farmer moving a hay ring. Hey, am I wrong? We've all been that guy with a camera, right? Running along, trying to tell who's ever in the tractor or combine or whatever that they need to stop because something's seriously wrong behind them. And you're just running, screaming like they can hear you. They never do. They never turn around, waving your arms. It's the most frustrating thing in the world. Love makes you do crazy things. I mean, look, both fences are broken from the inside, so both bulls, they broke through because they want to fight. They want to fight each other over some cow. This is why you should rent bulls. I mean, they just come and go, giggity. And you don't have to put up with this stuff, right? I love all the people there with the flashers. Usually folks, they have to stop their car in the country. They're all ticked off, but they're all like, no, we're down to watch this. This is the coolest thing I've seen all day. And the bulls, they break up, right? They're not fighting because why? Well, the farmer's pulling up, and they know. They know. It's like when Dad comes home. I think they're actually more afraid of the dog in the passenger seat. Looks like he means business. And I think the farmer's wearing khakis. I just feel like I needed to point that out. Hey, get off my UTV. You got to chock those wheels, boys. Make sure it doesn't roll. Maybe a wood block, a rock. Use a cat, maybe, if you're desperate. Lucky this wasn't a John Deere Gator, because that would have been bad. Did someone leave the hose on in a Nebraska cornfield? This is kind of an extreme way to check the roots. Or roots. I guess it depends where you're from. They probably need a waterway here. Maybe a terrace or 10. Could you imagine finding this with a combine at night? Oof.